So friends, good morning. I think that the screen is shared now. Please let me know so that I can proceed. Any one of
Yes,
you
sir.
people,
Yes.
please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And my voice is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So I think this is the third lecture, but unfortunately that has been written that lecture number uh, one. That's why I'm writing it as lecture number three. Anyway. So today it is the last lecture on the superconductivity, and on the last lecture we were discussing the uh, phenomena of superconductivity, which was explained by the London brother using the classical theory. Now we will proceed onward and we will try to have the quantum mechanical treatment for the explanation of the superconductivity. So that is very interesting also. And we will also discuss some applications related to the superconductivity. Although due to our own limitation, it is not possible to demonstrate some experimental aspect related to that. But even then, I am trying to do some more related to the content of your syllabus. Let us have the London penetration depth. When we were deriving the London first equation and London second equation, which I discussed on the last, using the classical theory for the explanation of the superconductivity in the material, it has been observed that the magnetic field inside the superconductor have its approach in a specific way, and that is well defined way. The magnetic field at the surface of superconductor does not vanish suddenly. Rather, it decays exponentially to zero according to the following equation, which you might have read, that h is equal to h0 e to the power minus x upon lambda, what we were discussing when the London equation was discussed there. If we will have the graphical representation for the same, then you may have the distance from the surface and the magnetic field, which has been plotted at the right hand side of the text. The penetration depth changes with the temperature, and at low temperature it is almost constant, but at higher temperature then the penetration depth increases rapidly and tends to infinity as the temperature approaches to the transition temperature. So this is only the this is nothing but the Mason's effect, because at the lower temperature the situation is different, but when we are increasing the temperature and crossing the critical temperature, then the magnetic field are penetrating inside the material. Then the situation is somewhat like this. So that is the penetration depth as well as the temperature, what has been plotted in K, that is in Kelvin at the x-axis. This is very interesting phenomena which I have presented almost in all the lectures. First slide when we were started our discussion for the superconductivity, that is known as the flux spinning. The phenomena where the magnets lines of force called the flux becomes trapped or pinned inside a superconductor material, superconducting material. The spinning binds the superconductor to the magnet at a fixed distance. Actually, this is the phenomena when the magnetic flux are trapped inside the superconductor. Then they bind the superconductor to the magnet. अगर हम कोई मैग्नेट लें और कोई सुपरकंडक्टर है, तो ये चूंकि फ्लक्स इसमें ट्रैप्ड है मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स, इसलिए उसके प्रभाव में एक पर्टिकुलर डिस्टेंस पर ये फिक्स हो जाता है, जो कि अभी आप कई जो भी लेक्चर्स हमारे हैं पहले दूसरे तीसरे सब में हमने फ्रंट पीपीटी पर वही पिक्चर लगाई हुई. As far the example is concerned, you will see here कि if you have a superconductor and a magnetic field, then they are attached with each other but separated by a particular distance. It is only because of the flux trapped inside the superconductor. This important phenomena has been also used in the superconducting train lines, and perhaps in Japan and in other. If you will open the uh, YouTube and you will try to have the application of the superconductivity, then at a particular distance, जैसे हम कहें कि ट्रेन चल रही है तो ट्रेन के पहिए हो सकता है पटरी से थोड़ा ऊपर ही उड़ते हुए चलें और एक दूसरे से. This particular phenomena is known as the flux pulling. Now we are coming to the BCS theory of the superconductivity, that is known as the quantum theory for the explanation of the superconductivity. As far BCS is concerned, this is the short form of the name of three scientists who got the Nobel Prize for the same. The understanding of the superconductivity was advanced in 1957 by the American scientists John Bardeen, Leon Cooper, and John Sifford. And through their theories of the superconductivity, or known as the BCS theory, what we are going to describe here. The BCS theory explains superconductivity at a temperature close to the absolute zero temperature. यानी पहली ये फिनोमेना, यानी ये पहली कंडीशन है BCS theory को लगाने के लिए कि हमारा जो सुपर कंडक्टिंग बिहेवियर है उसके एक्सप्लेनेशन को हम 0 डिग्री के आसपास जब एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश करते हैं तभी हम ये क्वांटम थियरी लगा पाते हैं. क्या होता है, कैसी फिनोमेना होती है, क्यों सुपर कंडक्टिविटी किसी मटेरियल में होती है, उसका क्या क्वांटम मैकेनिकल एक्सप्लेनेशन है, हम आगे देखेंगे. Out of these three group of scientists, Cooper initiated the very novel idea regarding to the explanation of this superconductivity, and Cooper realized that the atomic lattice vibration were directly responsible for unifying the entire current. ये बहुत बड़ी सी बात है. ये ऐसी ही बड़ी बात है जैसे फिनमैन ने अपने लेक्चर में लिखा था कि there is the plenty of room at the bottom, and with that the basic idea for the nanomaterials has been started. So for the superconductivity point of view, especially for the quantum mechanical treatment for the explanation of superconductivity, Cooper's this statement is very important, that he realized that the atomic lattice vibration were directly responsible for unifying the entire current. यानी जो पूरी की पूरी करंट किसी सुपर कंडक्टर में होके बह रही है उसके लिए जो लैटिस वाइब्रेशन है उसमें जो फोनान है और लैटिस की एक्टिविटी है किसी मटेरियल में वही रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. क्या है भाई? दे फोर्स द इलेक्ट्रॉन टू पेयर अप इनटू टीम्स दैट कुड पास ऑल ऑफ द ऑब्स्टेकल which caused resistance in the conductor. इनका कहना था कि जो उसमें फोनान है और जो लैटिस वाइब्रेशन की सिचुएशन है वो इलेक्ट्रॉन को ऐसा हेल्प करती है कि दो इलेक्ट्रॉन के बीच में रिपल्सन ना हो करके वो अपना एक पेयर बनाते हैं. पेयर बनाने का मतलब हो गया कि मान लीजिए इधर भी इलेक्ट्रॉन है इधर भी इलेक्ट्रॉन है, बीच में अगर कोई पॉजिटिव चीज है तो उस पॉजिटिव चीज से दोनों इलेक्ट्रॉन बंधे हुए होंगे और अगर वो दोनों एक साथ ट्रेवल करना शुरू कर दें तो और उनके रास्ते की प्रॉब्लम्स, उनके रास्ते की ऑब्स्टेकल मिनिमाइज हो जाए तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि कोई रेजिस्टेंस फील नहीं होगा और मैक्सिमम करंट कंट्रीब्यूट होगी विद द सच पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. तो दैट आइडिया हैज बीन सजेस्टेड बाय द कूपर एंड एक्सपेरिमेंटली ही रियलाइज्ड इट आल्सो. The BCS theory successfully shows that the electron can be attracted to one another through the interaction with the crystalline lattice. जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूं कि क्रिस्टलाइन लैटिस के इंटरैक्शन के थ्रू दो इलेक्ट्रॉन एक ऐसा पेयर बनाते हैं जो आपस में एक दूसरे से अट्रैक्टेड हैं. यूजुअली इलेक्ट्रॉन एक दूसरे को रिपेल करते हैं क्योंकि सेम चार्ज होने के नाते, लेकिन मैंने आपको एक आइडिया बताई कि अगर कोई फोनान कोई ऐसी सिचुएशन बीच में आ गई जिसका नेचर पॉजिटिव टाइप का है तो दोनों इलेक्ट्रॉन उस बीच वाली चीज से चिपके रहेंगे और उसका परिणाम यह होगा कि दोनों एक साथ ट्रेवल करेंगे. This is known as the Cooper pair. This occurs despite the fact that electrons have the same charge. When the atoms of the lattice oscillate as a positive and negative regions, the electron pair is alternatively pulled together and pushed apart without a collision. कोलिजन तो तब होगा किसी पर जब उसके रास्ते में कोई एटम आए. अगर मान लीजिए कोई पेयर वहां पर पहुंच रहा है इलेक्ट्रॉन का, और दो, यूं कह लीजिए, आप इसको यूं समझिए कि क्रिस्टल लैटिस के अंदर जो एटम हैं उनमें से अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन निकला हुआ है तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि वो पॉजिटिव पॉइंट सेंटर होंगे. अगर वो कोई ऐसी बात हो जाए कि वो दो पॉजिटिव चार्ज जो एटम की पोजीशन है वो आपस में करीब आ जाएं तो क्या हो जाएगा, एक पॉजिटिव चार्ज का जखीरा हो जाएगा, यानी एक पॉजिटिव चार्ज का पूल बनेगा और ये पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन को अपनी तरफ खींचेंगे. लेकिन जैसे ही वो दोनों पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इनके पास पहुंचे, वो दोनों एटम फिर दूर चले जाएं और उसको रास्ता दे दें आगे जाने के लिए. अगर ऐसी सिचुएशन हो जाए तो किसी भी एटम के अंदर कोई रेजिस्टेंस, कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन कभी भी फील नहीं करेगा और विदाउट एनी ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन, विदाउट एनी रेजिस्टेंस वो इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर के रूप में पूरे उस सर्किट से या पूरे उस मटेरियल से पास थ्रू होगा. वही बात यहाँ पे लिखी हुई है कि when the atom of the lattice oscillate a positive and negative region, the electron pair is alternatively pulled together and pushed apart without a collision. अभी मैं इसका एक आपको एनिमेटेड वीडियो भी दिखाऊंगा, थोड़ा सा छोटा सा. The electron pairing is favorable because it has the effect of putting the material into the lower energy state. ये भी एक बहुत बड़ी सी बात है जिसको क्वांटम मैकेनिकली ही एक्सप्लेन किया जा सकता है. When electrons are linked together in pair, they move through the superconductor in an orderly fashion. One can imagine a metal as a lattice of positive ion, जो मैं आपको बता रहा था कि लैटिस माने क्या, आपने फर्स्ट चैप्टर में पढ़ा था. लैटिस इनफाइनाइटली अरेंज पॉइंट हैं और उन पर जब हम एटम रखते हैं और एटम से इलेक्ट्रॉन एक निकल जाता है तो पॉजिटिव आयन कहलाते हैं. which can move as if attached by a stiff spring, and single electron moving through the lattice constitute an electric current. Normally, the electrons repel each other and are scattered by the lattice, creating resistance. A second electron passing by is attracted towards this positive region, जो positive region ऊपर बताया गया है, and in a superconductor it follows the first electron and they travel bound together through the lattice. यानी जिसके पीछे वाला जो इलेक्ट्रॉन आ रहा है वो लैटिस में जो फोनान है, एक फोटान आपने पढ़ा है, लेकिन लैटिस के अंदर जो एक्सचेंज ऑफ एनर्जी, क्योंकि लैटिस के अंदर भी जो एटम है वो स्थिर नहीं है बल्कि वो वाइब्रेट करते रहते हैं, और वाइब्रेट जब भी कोई चीज में वाइब्रेशन होगा तो हार्मोनिक ऑसिलेटर की थ्योरी के हिसाब से एक्सचेंज ऑफ एनर्जी होगा. तो एक्सचेंज ऑफ एनर्जी के लिए कोई मीडियम होना चाहिए या किसके थ्रू एक्सचेंज करेंगे, उसी को हम क्वांटा ऑफ एनर्जी कहते हैं, और उस क्वांटा ऑफ एनर्जी को यहाँ फोनान का नाम दिया गया है. यही फोनान आने वाले पहले इलेक्ट्रॉन और उसके पीछे आने वाले इलेक्ट्रॉन के बीच में ब्रिज का काम करते हैं. लेट अस हैव द सिंपलर वे. ये एक कहानी टाइप की है छोटी सी कि एक रियलाइजेशन प्रॉब्लम को दिया गया है कि अगर मान लीजिए कि एक जंगल है, जैसा इसमें लिखा हुआ है, जरा आप पढ़िए और आपको समझ में भी आएगा. When atom join to form a solid, they create what is called the lattice. Already you people have read it. A lattice is like a jungle gym that link all the atoms together. Electricity can move through a lattice by using the outer path of the atom यानी एटम के बाहर से, एटम अगर रास्ते में आ गया तो उसको बगल करके इलेक्ट्रिक करंट उसमें फ्लो होगी। इलेक्ट्रिक करंट फ्लो होने का मतलब इलेक्ट्रॉन का मूवमेंट। बट इमेजिन द जंगल जिम इज शेकिंग। अगर मान लीजिए वो पूरा जंगल जिम हिल रहा हो, वो लेटेस्ट पॉइंट हिल रहे हो, तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि उसको एटम की पोजीशन को बचा के इलेक्ट्रॉन को निकलने में बड़ी दिक्कत होगी और वो और ज्यादा रेजिस्टेंस फील करेगा। दिस वुड मेक इट वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू अ पर्सन टू क्लाइम थ्रू इट। अगर मान लीजिए कोई आदमी ऐसे जंगल से पास होना चाहता है जिसमें जो मान लीजिए पेड़ लगे हुए हैं रेगुलरली अरेंज हो और वो ऐसा हिल रहे हों कि इधर से उधर जा रहे हों, तो किसी भी आदमी को उस जंगल से पास होना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा। ऐसे ही इलेक्ट्रॉन की केस में यहाँ हुआ, स्पेशली इफ ही इज इन हरी। अगर वो कहीं जल्दी में है तब तो उसका भिड़ना तय है, और भिड़ना तय है तो इसका मतलब उसे रेजिस्टेंस फील करना पड़ेगा। सो it is with the electron. Exactly, this case is resembling with the electron, which have its tendency to move through the lattice. They are constantly colliding with vibrating atom because of the heat within the lattice. ये पूरा का पूरा ये कहानी यही बताती है कि वाइब्रेटिंग एटम से वो कोलाइड करेंगे, उसमें हीट जनरेट होगी और इलेक्ट्रॉन रेजिस्टेंस फील करेगा नॉर्मल सिचुएशन में। अब इसका वे आउट कैसे निकलेगा जरा देखिए। टू सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम लेट अस इमेजिन you are trying to get through a crowd of a dancing people. मान लीजिए एक ग्रुप है वो नाच रहा है और उस ग्रुप से आपको बाहर निकलना है तो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट। तो the only way you can do it this quickly would be to convince the person ahead of you to lift you up, and then as the next person sees what happening, the crowd let you body surf across the top of them. This is similar to what happened in two electron team up. ये ऐसे ही है कि आप लोगों को कन्विंस कर लें और लोग जो है उस डांसिंग क्राउड से जाने के बजाय आपको उठा करके ऊपर से पार कर दें अगर, तो ये सिचुएशन जो है आपकी फेवरेबल हो जाएगी और आप उस क्राउड से बाहर निकल जाएंगे। एंड same situation is resembling with the electron. What is the Cooper pair and how it has been formed? Two electrons that appear to team up in accordance with the theory vicious or other, despite the fact that they both have a negative charge and normal repel each other. Below the superconducting transition temperature, paired electrons form a condensate, a macroscopically occupied single quantum state which flows without the resistance. Although so many quantum mechanics, so many other things has been put up with this statement, but only you have to realize with this particular statement or the collection of line that when electrons are getting paired or they are having team up situation, then without any resistance they are able to cross the lattice to contribute the maximum current at their level. This is the situation what I was saying कि जैसे a pair of electron है, ये जब किसी लैटिस के पास पहुंच रहा है, ये दोनों लैटिस हैं, ये पॉजिटिव चार्ज हैं, इसके आने के पहले क्या हो रहा है, बेसिकली ये दोनों आपस में करीब आ जा रहे हैं। जब करीब आ जाएंगे तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि पॉजिटिव चार्ज आ जाएगा और जैसे ही पॉजिटिव चार्ज हो जाएगा तो ये खींचेंगे और ज्यों ही ये उनके पास पहुंच रहा है त्यों ही ये दूर चले जा रहे हैं, इनको रास्ता दे दे रहे हैं जाने के लिए। दिस सिचुएशन इज प्रिवेलिंग in case of Cooper pair conduction in the superconductivity. A pair of free electron coupled through a phonon is called the Cooper pair. Each Cooper pair consists of two electrons having the opposite moments of an opposite spin, and their situation is somewhat like this. phonon interaction is there between the electron, and they are binding each other and they are clubbing each other. And when they are moving towards the crystal lattice, then obviously the lattice is vibrating in such a way that they are coming together, coming close to each other, and giving the high value of the positive charge attracting to those electrons. And as soon as they are reaching to them, they are giving their path, and next boundary of the next boundary means the next ions will again do the same thing, and the pair of electron will pass through them and they will contribute the maximum current there. An electrical current in a wire creates a magnetic field around the wire. The strength of magnetic field increases as the current in the wire increases. Because superconductors are able to carry the large current without loss of energy, they are well suited for making the strong electromagnet. Soon after the Kamerlingh discovered the superconductivity, scientists began dreaming of the practical application of this strange new phenomena. Obviously, when superconductivity has been invented, then scientists were trying to have their practical application for the same. Powerful new superconducting magnet could be made much smaller than the resistive magnet because the winding could carry large current with no energy loss. भाई अगर आपको कहीं कोई लॉस नहीं हो रहा है तो थोड़ी करंट से उस तरह के मैग्नेट आप बना सकते हैं जिनके लिए ज्यादा मटेरियल की जरूरत होगी. Generators would with the conductors could generate the same amount of electricity with the smaller equipment and less energy. Once the electricity was generated, it would be distributed through the superconducting wire. Energy could be stored in the superconducting coil for the long period of the time without any significant loss. The superconducting state is defined by a very important factor which already we have discussed, that the critical temperature, critical magnetic field, critical current density, and each of these parameters is very dependent on one another and dependent on the other two properties present. Just as you are seeing here, what is the critical temperature? You might have read that the highest temperature with the superconductivity occur in the material below to which the transition temperature, the resistivity of the material will be equal to 0. Similarly, if we will call about the magnetic field, already you people have read it as SC. Above to this value of externally applied magnetic field, the superconductor becomes the non-superconducting. And critical current density, the maximum value of the electrical current per unit of cross-sectional area that the superconductor can carry without the resistance. So these are the dependent parameters, but it's very important to define the status of a particular material either in the superconducting state or in the normal state. The current in the superconductor is sustained for a long time. This is the characteristic of the superconductor. When the current is increased above the critical temperature, the superconductor behave like a normal conductor. The magnetic field does not penetrate in the superconductor. That is the Meissner's effect. However, above the critical magnetic field, the superconductor becomes the normal conductor. Good conductor at a room temperature are not superconductor, and the superconducting material are not good conductor at the room temperature. Ferromagnetic materials and the antiferromagnetic material are not superconductor. Bismuth, antimony, and tellurium become superconductor at the high pressure. It has been found that the most of the material having high resistivity are the superconductor. This is very important. It has been found that the most of the material having the high resistivity are the superconductor. Subject to the condition, we have to create such ambient which is essentially required for the superconductivity. There is the critical temperature, critical magnetic field, and then after the critical current which may pass through that particular material. As far application of superconductors are concerned, there are the variety of the fields in which the superconductors can be applied. in the field of radio electronics, in the field of power generation, in the field of transport, in the armed forces, in the research and development, in the medicine. So these are the burning field where the superconducting materials may be used, but only one problem is there with the superconductors, that they are showing their superconducting behavior under a tight constant situation, number one. Number second, that they need very low temperature for their for exhibiting the superconducting behavior. High temperature superconductor is required because really if we'll have the superconducting property of a material at a room temperature, only in that situation it will be important for us, otherwise it will be useless for us. क्योंकि हम माइनस 273 डिग्री तक जब तक जाएंगे तो उस टेम्परेचर को लाने में ही हमें इतनी सिचुएशन लानी पड़ेगी कि उससे ज्यादा एनर्जी हम बचा नहीं पाएंगे सुपर कंडक्टर बना करके। तो इसलिए ये बहुत जरूरी बात है, ये बहुत जरूरी रिसर्च का पार्ट भी है। और उन दिनों में जब आप 70s 80s के बीच में थे तो मतलब जब ये आपका मतलब ये जो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का डेवलपमेंट था तो उस समय सबसे ज्यादा जोर हाई टेम्परेचर सुपर कंडक्टर पे था। जितनी IITs हैं, NITs हैं और लीडिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन हैं वर्ल्ड के, सब लोग इसी पर केवल ट्राई कर रहे थे कि हाई टेम्परेचर सुपर कंडक्टर्स कैसे बनाए जाएं, क्योंकि वंस द हाई सुपर कंडक्टिंग प्रॉपर्टीज may be obeyed at the room temperature, then that will be real boon for our society and for the humanities and mankind. लेकिन ये सिचुएशन हो नहीं पाई, अभी भी रूम टेम्परेचर पर कोई भी सुपर कंडक्टर तैयार नहीं हो पाया है। उसके लिए उस तरह का एनवायरनमेंट देना बड़ा जरूरी है। द फर्स्ट हाई टेम्परेचर सुपर कंडक्टर वॉज क्रिएटेड बाय द J.G. Bednorz and K.L. Miller with the discovery of this LaBACuO at the transition temperature 35 K। अब आप बताओ 35 K का मतलब हो गया कि आप 273 में से 35 घटा दीजिए तो आपका करीब करीब जो है ये आ जाएगा 250 के आसपास, यानी 252 डिग्री के आसपास माइनस में -252 डिग्री पर सुपर कंडक्टिंग प्रॉपर्टी आई तो उसको क्या कहा गया, हाई टेम्परेचर सुपर कंडक्टर। तो आप इमेजिन करिए कि रूम टेम्परेचर तक आने तक की सिचुएशन क्या होगी। तो स्टिल दिस इज द वेरी गुड फील्ड, बट I think our scientists and the leading researchers feel that it is almost impossible to have the superconductors at the room temperature. So still they are trying to have the superconducting behavior of a material at a room temperature. Still some people and some group are doing their own research in this field, but the hope is very less up to this time that such material can be invented which may show the superconducting behavior at a room temperature. But when nothing is impossible, maybe that some combination permutation of the material maybe that have the ability to show this interesting behavior and this magic behavior at the room temperature. And in that situation, really, this world will be at a great progress. Only this thing I can say. When two superconductors are placed adjacent to each other with an insulating layer between them, a current flows due to the tunneling of the superconductors, super electrons through the junction. This phenomena is known as the Josephson effect. You can see this picture here. Two superconducting materials are there and they have been placed together and they have been joined with an insulating layer. Then that insulating layer will be just as you might have seen the phenomena of the tunneling in case of quantum Bell and quantum mechanics. So here also the electron will tunnel from one region to other region, and this particular effect is known as the Josephson effect. For the isotope effect, it has been experimentally observed that the transition temperature Tc of the superconductor element varies with the isotopic mass as Tc is proportional to 1 upon under root m, or Tc into m to the power half is equal to constant. This is also one of the important information, how the isotopic properties of the materials is related to the uh, superconductivity, because Tc is always regarding to the superconducting behavior of the material. Some emerging applications are also there, like power transmission, superconducting magnet in generator, energy storage devices, particle accelerators, levitated vehicle transport, and rotating machinery, magnetic separators, etc. All these things were uh, in the superconductivity, what already I have discussed there. In my next lecture, I will try to have the discussion on the nanomaterials. So there is not much part has been left, although I am leading to have my lectures in the fourth unit, although I was assigned to have the first and second unit. As uh, we have divided the entire lectures into two parts, that is the two lecture to the Dr. Prashantji and two lecture was allocated to me, and accordingly we were divided that first two unit I will teach and the rest two unit will be taught by the Prashantji. But already I have taken this particular unit, that is the unit number 4, for further discussion related to the superconductivity and the nanomaterial. So tomorrow I will take the lecture on the nanomaterial. What are the nanomaterial? What are the basics related to that? And then after I will finish my syllabus tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last lecture of your second semester. So with these words, I wish to stop. If anybody have any problem, anything, any discussion, then you are welcome for the same.
सर आपने बोला कि सुपर कंडक्टर को हम लोग यूज करके एनर्जी स्टोर कर सकते हैं, तो सर ऐसा कोई और मेथड है जो जिससे हम एनर्जी स्टोर कर सकते हो?